and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. With my faith I see the light, and I'm free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God again. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. With my faith I see the light, and I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Last time I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. With my faith I see the light, and I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Welcome.
Well, good morning. Happy Sunday. Thank you for joining Unity of the Valley Spiritual Center's Sunday Zoom service. My name is John Ruddy, and I'll be serving as your platform leader today. Happy Father's Day. To all you fathers, dads, daddies, pops, maybe you're just the old man. It's a little known fact that in 1916, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson approved the idea of observing an annual Father's Day. In 1924, President Calvin Coolidge made Father's Day a national event. And in 1966, President Lyndon Johnson signed a presidential proclamation declaring the third Sunday of June as Father's Day. Father's Day has been celebrated annually since 1972, and President Richard Nixon signed the public law that made it permanent. Thank you. It's also a little known fact that according to the Greeting Card Association, about 94 million Father's Day cards are purchased annually, which ranks only fourth among holiday cards. We're way behind Mother's Day at 139 million, so that's third. 143 cards are sold on Valentine's Day. 1.5 billion cards are sold for Christmas. So Father's Day does rank ahead of Easter, though we got that going for us. Easter is only at 57 million. So if you haven't purchased your Father's Day card yet today, come on, get out there and help us out. We want to give a shout out to all of the mothers who also had to play the father role in their household. And if your personal experience with your father maybe wasn't all that pleasant, as our speaker today and I have in common, then we're also celebrating today the divine masculine in each of us, the yang half of the yin and yang equation, the left brain that stores the masculine energy, which could be a topic for another time. We're delighted that you've joined us this Sunday morning. If you'd like to be added to our electronic newsletter called the Weekly Buzz to stay updated, simply email us at info@unityofthevalley.mn.org. We also encourage you to subscribe to our Unity of the Valley YouTube channel, to like our Unity of the Valley Facebook page, and to visit our website at unityofthevalley.mn.org to learn more about us. We're blessed to have several volunteers who make this service happen digitally each Sunday. So let me introduce you to those who are sharing their talents this morning. First, we welcome back our special musical guest this morning, Rich Miller. Rich, thanks for joining us again this morning and enriching our service. Jennifer Stevens is serving as her daily word reader this morning, and Peggy Henriksen will be delivering the prayer box blessing and leading our affirmations. Special thanks as always to Deanna Reese, who's in charge of the slides, and Mark Sowold, who's serving as our moderator today, the man behind the curtain who handles the audio and video controls. We appreciate everyone's unique contribution to our service. A couple of reminders: unless you have a role in today's service, please keep your microphone on mute until the end. Likewise, if you're going to be multitasking while you watch the service, you may want to turn off your video so as not to distract other viewers. Those controls are in the lower left-hand corner of your Zoom screen. Finally, do not use the chat feature during the service as it distracts from the music and the message. We'll have plenty of time to talk after the service in our social hour. So we invite you to get comfortable, tune out any distractions, let in the love and light. After the service, you're welcome, as I said, to stay and say hello to other Unity members and guests during our online social time, and your mics will then be unmuted. Now I'd like to introduce our speaker so as not to interrupt the flow of our meditation time. Our speaker today is Annie Meehan. Annie is a keynote inspirational speaker and award-winning author committed to teaching people to eliminate their excuses and achieve success. Annie herself is an example and expert on emerging from difficult early experiences to live an exceptional life as detailed in her impactful book, Be the Exception, Your 7 Steps to Transformation. As a teenager, she was on Oprah as a young person who had had what it takes to triumph, even though she herself still had doubts. Now, her passion and engaging presence inspire people to take action to create a successful future. Annie is a board member of the National Speakers Association, NSA, and a past president of the NSA Minnesota chapter, as well as the author of 5 motivational books, including her award-winning Be the Exception and her latest book, Pineapple Principle, which offers a sweet journey to empowerment. We look forward to hearing Annie's meditation and message on this Father's Day. Her message arises from her own fatherless upbringing and subsequent personal and spiritual growth. So thank you, Annie, for sharing your wisdom with us today. At this time, we'd like to welcome anyone who's watching our Zoom Sunday broadcast for the first time. Please join me in this special blessing. Together, we offer you peace, love, and friendship. We bless you, and we're glad you're here. It's now time for the reading of the daily word, followed by the blessing of the prayer box and the reading of our affirmations.
Good morning. Today's daily word is Father's blessing. I give thanks for all expressions of fatherly love. My relationship with my father may have been positive and nurturing or difficult and challenging. He may have been a strong presence during my childhood, or he may have been absent. We may be part of each other's lives today. We may be estranged, or he may have passed from earthly life. Whatever our circumstances, I bless my Father, and I see him enfolded in divine love. As I honor my Father, I also honor all the father figures who have helped guide me along my path. Family members, teachers, neighbors, clergy, employers, and friends. I bless them as I recall all the ways each one, in a unique way, has modeled strength, guidance, wisdom, and patience. Their presence remains with me thanks to their gifts of fatherly love. And the verse for today is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 11. I have taught you the way of wisdom. I have led you in the paths of uprightness. Again, the word for today is Father's blessing.
Go ahead, Peggy.
Okay, good morning. This prayer box holds an infinite number of virtual prayers. So I invite you to silently add your own name and the names of others who may be in your heart or on your mind who may need prayer support. These virtual prayers are known and will be addressed by the infinite. We know that the truth behind all appearances of disharmony are the divine and perfect presence of the infinite, which we call God, or spirit, or source. We call forth within all people the wisdom and strength, the love and the peace, the wholeness and the vitality of this perfect presence. We affirm that the requests in our prayer box and in our hearts and on our minds are being resolved in divine timing for the highest good of all concerned. We send love and light not only to these people and circumstances, but to our community, our country, and our world. May the love of God enfold us. May the peace of God uphold us. May the wisdom of God inspire us and help us to know in our hearts that all is well. And so it is. And now please join me in our affirmation for today, Sunday, June 21st. I am loved, I am valued, I am able, I am seen, I am cared for, I am enough. And our affirmation for our spiritual center, we give thanks that Unity of the Valley is a prosperous, thriving, inspired, connected community. We are growing spiritually and manifesting our dreams and goals in an energy of love, peace, and joy. Namaste.
Now, as we prepare for meditation, the chorus for this song is listed on the top, but we don't sing it until after each verse. The song is titled Mother of All That Is Alive, and it celebrates the masculine divinity within us, the feminine divinity within us, and all of spirit. Mother of stars, mother of galaxies, mother of all that is alive, mother of mountains, mother of rivers, mother of all that is alive. For your children are remembering slowly to honor all that is alive. For your children are remembering slowly the oneness of all that is alive. Father of winged ones, Father of the animals, Father of beings in the sea, Father of winds, Father of grasses, Father of the rains and of the trees. For your children are remembering slowly to honor all that is alive. For your children are remembering slowly the oneness of all that is alive. Mother of stars, Father of galaxies, Spirit of all that is alive. Mother of dreams, Father of wonders, Spirit of the great wheel of time. For your children are remembering slowly to honor all that is alive. For your children are remembering slowly the oneness of all that is alive, the balance of all that is alive, the wonder of all that is alive.
It's a meditation. All right. I would invite you all to close your eyes and listen to these words, and maybe a picture will come to mind that will help you think about what this day means to you and to life. I took my love, I took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around. I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. O mirror in the sky, what is love? Can a child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing because I've built my life around you, but time makes me bolder. Even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Well, I've been afraid of changing because I've built my life around you, but time makes you bolder. Even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Take my love and take it down. Oh, climb the mountain and turn around. What if I see my reflection in the snow-covered hill? Well, the landslide will bring me down. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, landslide will bring it down. This song touches my heart deeply because in the beginning she says, I dedicate this song to my daddy. And for those of us that didn't grow up with a daddy, what does this song have to teach us?
How many times have I felt this way? How many times before today? And never had the courage or the honesty to say. The many times I've felt God's love, and how my fears would freeze my heart. But now at last, because of you, I have the strength to start to trust God's love and accept the love and will of God, and dedicate all my life to share the light and love of God, and to trust God's love. How many gifts has fear denied? How many blessings pushed away? How many times have pride and anger done their best to ruin the day? And the big test happens next, as those with open hearts can see, to forgive, forget, and choose to live in love and harmony, and to trust God's love and accept the love and will of God, and dedicate all of life to share the light and love of God, and to trust God's love. How many times do we choose love? How many times is love refused? When will we learn at last by choosing power over love? how much we lose, for we all are here to learn, and we'll be here till we're through. And our love for God and all of life is clear in what we say and do. And we trust God's love and accept the love and the will of God, and dedicate all of life to share the light and love of God, and to trust God's love. Trust God's love. You know I trust God's love. Say, I trust God's love. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you to those of you that have turned on your camera this morning. I love seeing your smiling faces. It is a joy and a pleasure to be with you this morning. Whether we are separated by a computer or not, the community of humans together is a gift, right? It's a gift. And I love that you get to stay on afterwards and chat with each other. And I just want to wish a happy Father's Day to all those fathers and to all those father figures out there. As I have thought about preparing for what I want to say to you today, what I want to share, what I have the privilege of sharing, I ask myself, what does a girl who grew up without a father, the middle of 7 kids, raised by a single mom, and then a woman who became a single mom, have to teach others about the beauty and the gift of Father's Day? What does that mean? My father was in my life from about 0 to 7. I have about 2 clear memories of him, and then he disappeared for many years and eventually drank himself to death. And so having a father figure in my home was not something I grew up with. And as we think about Father's Day and father figures, there's a lot of things that come to mind to me that I wanted to share with you today. I remember in junior high, my best friend saying her dad was her best friend. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Who in the world has a dad as their best friend? How could a dad be a best friend? But he was. Because we are created to be good and loving to one another. But not all of us have that. The reason I share the landslide song with you is because I, since I was 4 years old, knew that I was created for more and would hear songs in my head. Landslide always stuck with me because she said, Daddy, this one's for you. Life is changing. And for me, growing up without a father figure or a father in my life, God was always my father. I remember literally hearing his voice whisper, for you, I have good plans. For you, I have a different story. I think he says it to all of us. I just think some of us hear it louder than others. I don't know how many of you have seen or liked the movie The Shack, but it was very profound in my life to read the book The Shack and then to watch the movie. Partially because for me growing up, especially as a young person, men had this power position of dictatorship. And God said, I come to you in love. I come to you with good plans for you, with desires for your life. And as The Shack unfolded, that movie and that book, God showed up as a woman. And some people said, well, how can God be a woman? Isn't God a man? But God is a figure. God is a spirit. And he comes to us how we can receive him, how we can open up and hear him. Whether that is a man or a woman or a spirit or a voice and knowing within ourselves of a whisper of life will change, but I will walk with you. I mean, we have had more change in unity over the last 3 months across the nation and across the world. Change of COVID, change of riots, change of division, change of awakening. I was thinking about what is happening, the division and the awareness of the division and of people's feelings that have held him in for years right now. And I thought about when Saul had his eyes covered, he was blind, and then they were opened. I have a lot of friends of color, and they are telling me stories that I did not know. And I have been friends with them for years. They're opening my eyes to what does it feel like to not have support? What does it feel like to feel like there's something wrong with you because you're different, because you look different? And I think that Father's Day is a day about love. I think Father's Day is a day about opening our eyes. As I was thinking about, whenever I speak, I always think, I don't just want to encourage you or share a story, I want to challenge you. So I was thinking about the two challenges that I had in my heart today. Being raised by a single mom, the middle of 7 kids, my mother played the role of a mother as best she could and as a father as best she could. But it was overwhelming for her. And for the 7 of us, we always felt unseen and unloved. When I was writing that affirmation of you are enough, it is an affirmation that I have to remind myself all the time. When you don't have the privilege of growing up with a mother and a father that loves you, supports you, believes in you, you have to ask yourself, how do I learn to believe in myself? How do I learn to see myself as God sees me? As loving, as supportive, as valuable, that I have gifts within me, which we all have, that are meant to show up in the world. So as I think about Father's Day and I think about love, my two challenges that came to mind to me is one time when I was a little girl, there was a place called Ground Round. Some of you might remember it. And on Father's Day, we went there and my mother said, on Father's Day, you should have peanuts and root beer. And so as I got ready for today, I thought about, is there somebody in your life, somebody you know, that doesn't have a father figure, that doesn't, a single mom that's raising kids on her own? Is there somebody you know that has been a father figure to you? And could you take a moment today to just go get a root beer and some peanuts and just drop it off with a note like, thank you for being there? Or for a child that doesn't have a father, just so you know, I see you. Because there were so many times I wondered, does anybody see me? Does anybody know? And when you have a single mom, as I was and as my mom was, you can only give so much. It's exhausting. Some people say the broken piece of our world today is there's too many fatherless homes. Well, how do we solve that? How do we fix that? I'd rather not blame a problem, but look for a solution. And I wonder if each one of you today could think of one person that could use a little more love in their life, a little bit more father figure, gentle, loving father figure, and show up in someone's life and be that for them. As simple as a root beer or a bag of peanuts, a note, some words of encouragement, some words of validation that they're seen, that they're valued. Could you do that this Father's Day for someone that's been a father figure or someone who could use a father figure in their life? I remember growing up longing for a dad, wondering what would my life have been like if I had an earthly dad. I knew I had God in heaven. I knew that he loved me. But man, when I went to kids at the park that played catch with their dads, what would that feel like? What would that look like? And so as I dated and ultimately got married, I found this man that showed me and our kids what love looked like. And it doesn't have to be scary and violent, that men are good. And part of my mission, part of my passion in this life is to talk about men. And the reason for that is that, yes, my father drank himself to death, but my brother took his life at 22 years old with the 2-year-old. And 22 years later, his son took his life. And what happens sometimes, and not always, I don't want to stereotype, but women, we are better often at communicating. I'm stressed out, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm lonely. Somebody please talk to me and help me. And what I watched with my brother and my nephew and my father is they were unable to articulate and communicate the pain and wounding they felt deep within them. And so what I would love is when you think about men, and sometimes they frustrate you, as women do as well, let's talk about the good stuff. Let's share the good stuff. Let's make a list today of what a beautiful father looks like, whether we got to have one on earth or not. Or let's honor somebody that we look around and we see someone in our community that's being a great father, and just tell them, I see you play with your kids. It's beautiful. I know you're tired at the end of your day, but you still make time to love. For Father's Day, for me, it's about community and about how do we love one another? How do we show up as mothers and fathers for each other? I often teach people about purpose and pain. And people will say, what's your purpose? And people will jump with the first thing that comes to their head. My purpose is my kids. My purpose is my job. What's your passion? Oh, I'm super passionate about my faith, or I'm passionate about the work I do. But I created this formula that I'd love to share with you because I think Father's Day, for many, sadly, can invoke some pain. There can be some regrets, whether our father's with us or not, some things that were beautiful, some things we wish we would have said or done differently. And so when I teach people about how do you find your purpose, I ask you a question. What is the pain in your life? What has caused you pain? What has hurt your heart? Is it a death, a diagnosis, something, a divorce, a job loss? What have you gone through, dysfunction, that has caused you pain? Because we all have pain. Some of us have little pain, like the person next to me's desk is messy and it's a pain. Some of us have big pain. My heart has been broken so many times and it sits in my belly. So what I want you to do is think about that pain and then think about when you have pain in your life, emotional, physical, mental, financial, relationship pain, how it shows up in our body. So you have pain in your belly because you're stressed out, or pain in your shoulders, or you get headaches. It shows up in your low back. That pain that shows up in your physical health, I believe, is actually your passion. So if I'm really stressed about something and I'm starting to get belly aches all the time, I ask myself, okay, what that pain turned into physical energy in my body, which I call your passion. And here's the question. Will I become better or bitter in this energy? Will I be regretful the rest of my life or bitter? Or will I take this pain, this turns into passion, and do something better and make it my purpose? So sometimes when I'm presenting and I'm not doing a PowerPoint today, I'll show pictures of my kids. And people say, oh, your kids are your purpose. They're your passion. And I say, no, they're not. It's not my kids. I show you my kids so you can know that I've had the privilege of giving birth to 4 and raising 3. And what I'm showing you is this is where my picture shows you a visual of what it looks like. But my pain was that I grew up without a mother or a father that could love or support or encourage me in the way that every child deserves, but not all of them get. So my purpose was all that pain inside of me. I'm like, I want to be the mother I never had. I want to be the father I wish I had. I want to love in a way that I was never loved as a child. I want to support. I want to encourage. I want to believe in. But I didn't just want to be it for my kids. I wanted to be that for the world. I wanted to show up as this nurturing parental role model, knowing that many kids will never tell you that nobody ever tells them, you got this. I believe in you. I love you. I see you. You're enough. Not based on what you do, but based on who you are. So I went from my pain and my passion in my body of being hurt and sad and frustrated and overwhelmed and isolated and alone and neglected to believing that I could not only give that to my children, but open my home to other teenagers, open my heart to loving kids that didn't have the support and love they needed. So as you think about your own life and what was missing and what caused you pain, can you use that passion which shows up in your body to be your purpose, to support and love somebody else that's hurting, somebody else that Father's Day is a sad day for them? Every time I hear that song, Landslide, it makes me cry. It was one of the first songs I ever did interpretive dance to. And I did it because I think that life is about reflection. I think it's about becoming, looking back, not staying back, but glancing back, and then looking forward of life is changing. How can I be part of the good change? As the riots and the protests showed up in Minneapolis, I asked myself, who can I love and nurture? And not even if I understand their pain, but knowing that all of us need love and nurturing. All of us need support. So I ask you that. Who can you love and nurture? Who can you pour support and encouragement into right now? Is there someone you know that's a single mom, probably more overwhelmed than she will ever tell you? Or a single dad, stressed out, trying to be the mother and the father to the children? Is there somebody in your life that whispered into you when your life felt so overwhelmed. That girlfriend of mine in junior high that I met that told me her dad was her best friend. Well, her family ultimately took me in on and off over the years. But there was a day I was in court and I was sitting on the side, the opposite of the person being prosecuted, and I was all alone. Nobody in my family would come. Nobody would come and support me. And I was in the courtroom by myself, and I glanced back, and there was my friend's father sitting at the back of the courtroom on my side, saying, I got you. And it was just a moment. But somebody needs you to sit in there behind them, to hold them up when life gets too hard, when they feel sad, whether they're a father or missing a father on this special day. Who can we go love onto, listen to, try to understand their pain and their story, even if we have our own? I just want to encourage you today. And I want to thank you for those of you that are fathers. And I want to thank you for those of you that are father figures to people and step in as moms, as dads, as neighbors, to love one another, to show up and be all that we are created to be, so we can be a blessing and a gift to those in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie. It was a very insightful discussion topic, and interestingly enough, I've been very blessed in many ways, and one of them is to have had a father with me who lived to be 103. And this song is actually built on several of the messages that he gave to me. It's called "You Are a Star of God." You are a star of God. You have a spiritual destiny to share the love of God with all of life, and know His soul you are free. You are a star of God. It is your spiritual destiny to share the love of God with all of life, and know His soul you are free. Now often we get caught in the vision of the life we have chosen to live. We too often hold on to the sorrow and forget that we need to forgive. Then we wonder why everything happens, while denying that we play our part. So the lessons repeat till they're finally complete, and we hear this deep in our heart. You are a star of God. You have a spiritual destiny to share the love of God with all of life, and know His soul you are free. You are a star of God. It is your spiritual destiny to share the love of God with all of life, and know His soul you are free. Now, how many times have you wondered, probably over and over again, if there's really a reason for living? Tell me, when will the mystery end? And then when you are ready, it happens, like the light from a brilliant blue star, and the sound that begins to resound from within will remind you who you really are. Who are you? You are a star of God. You have a spiritual destiny to share the love of God with all of life, and know His soul you are free. Every moment can teach us, all of life teaches us too. We only need to learn love is the key, and put love into all that we do. You are a star of God. You have a spiritual destiny to share the love of God with all of life, and know His soul you are free. You are a star of God. It is your spiritual destiny to share the love of God with all of life, and know His soul you are free. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich Miller. You are a star. Thank you so much for sharing your music with us on Sunday mornings. Not only you pick beautiful music, but share your own original compositions, and that's very special. Thank you for sharing again today. Annie Meehan, thank you for your message as well. It's a very personal message for me. My father left before my first birthday. I did get a chance to say goodbye to him just before he died, so there was a little bit of closure there. But um, what a great message for us today. I'm reminded of a quote. I don't know that I have it exactly, but it says something to the effect, "Don't be angry at those who didn't love you like you think they should have. They were teaching you the importance of loving yourself." Um, very important message. And once you love yourself, then I love the message you deliver that we can go out and share that love with other people and let them know that they are valued. And so, yeah, root beer and peanuts sound really good this afternoon. Thank you for that message. So we now have the opportunity to give our love offering from our hearts. We invite you to give consciously in full awareness that the act of giving is an opportunity to develop and demonstrate greater trust in God as the ultimate source of all good. Our giving not only supports this community, but also our own spiritual growth. We affirm the natural expansion of our own prosperity, as well as that of Unity of the Valley as we give of our time, talents, and treasure with a high vibration of gratitude and an open heart. So I invite you to join me now in this love offering affirmation. Together, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am.
My gift goes forth on the wings of love, and it lands where it can heal and bless. It returns to me, multiplied 1,000-fold, as the universe says yes, yes, as the universe says yes. My gift goes forth on the wings of love, and it lands where it can heal and bless. It returns to me, multiplied 1,000-fold, as the universe says yes, yes, as the universe says yes.
Please join me in blessing this offering. All contributions that have come in electronically and good of any kind so generously given to support Unity of the Valley this week. Please join me in this affirmation. Together, we affirm that God is our source and we are the channels. We bless these gifts given in love that serve our spiritual family and flow out into our community and beyond. We are prosperous and blessed with abundant good. Thank you, Mother, Father, God. So I have 3 announcements for you here this morning. Again, our weekly Tuesday morning meditation is available live at 11 a.m. or recorded on our Unity of the Valley Facebook page. A special thanks to Per Chaplain Sherry Johnson, Kathleen Navarre Larson, and now Judy McGinnis has joined us, and they lead these meditations. If you'd like to read the meditation live on Facebook, please contact Sherry, Kathleen, Judy, or the office. Let us know if you can step in on a Tuesday morning to help us out. Second announcement, a recording of Deborah Engel's excellent Zoom webinar last Wednesday, titled Getting Past Stuck, The Shortest Route to Living with Joy, is now available for $15. The link to buy it, as well as Deb's earlier class, Connecting with Your Spirit Guides, is in the buzz on our website and on Facebook. Outstanding. I sat through both outstanding presentations. You're going to want to own a copy of that. Deb will be speaking Sunday, July 5th on the topic of real freedom. Besides being highly intuitive, a professional writer, and a spiritual teacher, she's a delightful person. And take advantage of the opportunity to hear her and attend that service. And third, you're invited to join our own Catherine Belisle tomorrow night, Monday, June 22nd at 7 p.m. for an evening of meditation using the Max meditation system. It's based on a fusion of ancient techniques of yoga and mind acrobatics combined with modern techniques of psychology and neuro-linguistic programming. It includes relaxation, passive meditation, active meditation, and guided visualization. As you can see on your screen, the love offering is $20, but Catherine has directed that all of the proceeds be directed to Unity of the Valley. So again, thank you, Catherine, for your generosity. Please register and pay in advance by following the link provided in the buzz. It's on our website and it's on our Facebook page. After registering, you will receive a confirmation email containing information about joining the class. So please be with us. So now let's move on to our prayer for protection, and I invite you to join me. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. I am light. I am love. I am power. I am the presence in this world. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. So thanks again for joining us. Please be well, stay connected with Unity. If you'd like to be part of the Zoom social after the service, just stay logged into this meeting and say hi to your Unity friends. We're now going to conclude with Rich Miller and our closing song, I Feel the Spirit Moving in Me. Thank you, Rich.
You bet. Thank you, John. Thank you, all of you, for participating in today's service. And hopefully you know this song. If you don't, it's a very easy song to sing. I'll show you how it goes, or remind you how it goes. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me again. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. Peace. I feel the peace moving in me. I feel the peace moving in me again. I feel the peace moving in me. I feel the peace moving in me. Love, I feel the love moving in me. 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 Faith, I feel the faith moving in me. 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 Spirit, once more. Feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. One more time. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. Yeah. Have a blessed day.